Now, welcome to my second video on Morocco. In this video, I'm going to share our tour in Morocco that I've planned for in, in 2026. Now, I've been to Morocco and worked with an agency making these types of tours, and we used to make these tours for 15 days. And this is my idea that traveling in Morocco, you should really take the time to know the country well. Now, the first day you're flying in, the last day you are flying out. So basically, you've got 13 days to explore Morocco. It's a huge country. It's more than 2,000 kilometers from north to south, including or even add to it the Western Sahara. So what um, you need to take a ride of 2,000, you can see it really well on this map, 2,500 kilometers just to see the most important spots in Morocco. And this is what I included in our journey through Morocco. The idea is to fly to Agadir, which is right here at the gates of Western Sahara. From Agadir, well, the first night we spent and we stay in Agadir. The first day, after the first night in Agadir, well, basically the second day, we head to Essaouira, which is on the Atlantic coast, a wonderful international town of Essaouira with a really young vibe. You need to experience the city. It's just the place to be, not to miss on your way through Morocco. And of course, if you take this triangle, this is where most of the argan oil in Morocco is being cultivated, and this is like the capital city of argan oil. We're going to be able to get some argan oil as well, and this is probably the best spot to get the argan oil as well. Now, Essaouira, with its Ganawa festival, which takes place in springtime, is famous for lots of musicians and young people traveling there, and making music even. This is the first day of traveling. We'll be going from Agadir to Essaouira. We'll most likely make a stop in Cooperative, where the argan oil is produced. And in the evening, we arrive to Marrakesh. Our second night is in Marrakesh. We will be visiting Marrakesh when we finish all of this traveling. So the second day, we leave Marrakesh. We might have some time in the evening to experience Jemaa el-Fna, the vibrant, lively square, UNESCO Heritage Square. But the day after, because we will be visiting Marrakesh, as I said later on, we'll head on to do the Tizen Tishka mountain pass, with the highest point of 2,100 meters above the sea level. Wonderful panoramic ride through the Atlas Mountains, which takes us to the village of Ait Ben Hattou. This is the UNESCO village on the caravan routes. It was owned by a family, privately owned by a rich family, who were controlling the caravan routes, taking tolls, making money off the caravan routes. And this is a must see and a must visit on our way to Sahara. And now, the same day, we will be going to Ouarzazate, and we will be sleeping in one of the kasbahs, the historical kasbahs. Now, if you've heard or seen in documentaries the road of 50 kasbahs, this is the place to be. This is the Kasbah Road, and we have the opportunity to take one night in one of those historical kasbahs. Now, you will already feel as if you are at the gates of the Sahara. I really like taking this direction towards Sahara Desert at the beginning of the tour. I don't like to start north and come into Sahara in the second half of the tour, because this is where the group kind of gets together, um, the humor, um, we get used to each other, we get more crazy, and we laugh a lot more when we start our journey towards Sahara, like the landscapes, the emptiness, but the rich heritage within that emptiness, within that landscape. That's what I believe, you know, brings transcendental feeling to the travel. So this is why I love starting uh, the travel in Morocco towards the south, towards the southeast of the country. So the first, well, the night, I think this is already third night in Ouarzazate, in the Kasbah. The day after, we'll be continuing our journey towards Merzouga. We will be passing through a village with a where the we will be passing through the village where the Damascene rose is damask rose is cultivated. This is the only place in northern Africa where this rose um, was able to be cultivated, and they also sell lots of produce from this Damascus rose, right? And also the Todra Gorge. The Todra Gorge is a must stop on the way to Sahara. We'll stop there, and then in the evening we'll arrive to Merzouga. I forgot that somewhere there on our way there's a Berber family who serves very tasty food for very good value. I'll speak about them later on, and we should be stopping there for lunch. Now, going to Merzouga. What are we going to do in Merzouga? We arrive for the night. We'll spend the night in a hostel, in a hotel, just at the gates or gateway of the dunes of the Erkchebi desert. And the next day, we'll have the whole day for the dunes, for the desert. We'll visit an oasis with a traditional Gnawa music to listen to. We'll explore the dunes. I believe this is something that everybody loves. And in the evening, we'll take a camel ride to the desert camp. This is where we're going to spend the night. And in later videos, I will speak about the camp. I'll show you some videos from there. And we have the night in the camp that day. After that, the next morning, we're leaving the dunes and we are leaving the Sahara Desert for Fez. This is probably the longest day we're going to be on the bus. This is 700 kilometers. It must be done. As I said, this is a huge country, and if you want to see the most important places, you need to do this journey, because Fez is one of the royal cities in Morocco, just as Marrakesh, Meknes, Rabat, and well, yes, these are the four. And this is the city of trade, the city of craftwork, and we need to have one whole day for Fez. Now, this is going to be a long day of road. We will stop in Ifran. Ifran is a place built by French soldiers during the Protectorate period, and this was built as winter resort. People still go there for skiing in wintertime because you really get snow there. So we pass by Ifran, and just before arriving to Fez, we'll stop to see the Berber macaques, the monkeys in the so-called monkey forest. Now, monkey forest before the arrival to Fez. After we arrive to Fez, we're going to have 2 nights in Fez. You really need 2 nights there because uh, Fez is a place for to spend the whole day. So the next day will be visiting Fez. The 2 nights will be in Riyadh, the typical Riyadh, which is really recommended. As much as you can, just take uh, accommodation in Riyadh, and Medina of Fez is a place to experience this. So the next day we'll be visiting Fez with a official tour guide, which is very important. Fez is a maze, right? You need the official tour guide for various reasons. Also, um, Fez is the city with more than 1,000 years of tradition. Rather, it's in tradition, history, culture, education. There's so many things to see and experience. And really, if you want to understand the soul of Morocco, you need to go to Fez. So this is an obligatory stop. The day after the Fez visit and the second night in Fez, we'll need to go to Chefchaouen, the Instagram village, right? But on our way, it's not here, there's Meknes. We'll try to make a stop in Meknes. This city is another trade and craftwork city. There's lots of UNESCO heritage. The problem is that for the past few years, the UNESCO heritage has been under construction and under restoration, and it's such a shame because every time I went for the past 2 years, the UNESCO sites were not open. Now, I sort of hope that for the 2026, it will be open and we'll be able to explore because the royal stables, the madrasa, the Medina, it's wonderful. It's just somewhere to see the prison, the Kara prison. You want to go there, right? So I really hope for Meknes to be available for next year. If not, even if we want to make a stop in Meknes, if the UNESCO heritage sites are not open, we could still see and visit the mausoleum of Moulay Ismail, which is the founder of the modern history of Morocco, the 17th century leader, probably the most important sultan of Morocco of the recent history, which is open if it's not Friday and if it's not Friday before 3 p.m., right? Once again, Friday, the most important day in the Muslim calendar of the Muslim week. Now, arriving to Chefchaouen in the afternoon, we've got the evening in Chefchaouen. This is the Blue Village. You might have seen on the Instagram. Even the Chinese have their own hotel there. Like, it's so famous. Chefchaouen started as a secluded village in the mountains with few blue houses, blue washed, painted houses. But as it grew so popular, Chefchaouen is becoming more and more blue. So it's really interesting experience to be there. It's very romantic. We need to see Chefchaouen. It's another obligatory stop. Now, the next day, we'll be going to Tangier for the visit, and we will sleep in Azila, which is on the Atlantic coast. Azila seems to me, it seems like a Spanish summer residence because lots of Spaniards have their second residence there. They bought lots of property there. They're renting the houses there, and the hotels have lots of charm. So I believe being on the Atlantic in the evening in Azila. Just Google Azila. In my presentation, I don't really have lots of pictures, but there's lots of street art in Azila. So it's a place to be and a place to stay over for the night. The day after, or the morning after, we'll be leaving for Casablanca, but there is Rabat before arriving to Casablanca, the capital city. This is the city we need to visit with lots of heritage, lots of history, and again, is a city on the Atlantic, so we need to spend some time there. We'll be arriving to Casablanca in the evening. We'll have a one night in Casablanca hotel, and Casablanca is the biggest city in Morocco. The problem with the city is it is I mean it is a quintessential city. Like lots of history started there. The protectorate, the French protectorate started there. Lots of revolution against the protectorate took place there. But the problem is it's huge. It has about 8 million inhabitants, but it's just a big city. And as for the heritage, right? There are a few stops we could do really quick in the morning, but what we're going the most important part of our visit is obviously the mosque of the Hassan II, which is open for public. It's the only mosque open for public visit in Morocco. You pay entrance fee there, but for about 15 euros, I think. But this, if you want to see a mosque, if you want to enter a mosque, this is the mosque of Hassan II in Casablanca. So we're gonna do that the next morning after the night in Casablanca, and after that we will head to Marrakesh. We might stop in Ouzout waterfall, which is a little bit. It's a it's a It's not on the highway, but if we have enough time, we want to see something extra, we might stop in Ouzout waterfalls, which is around here. And then we will arrive to Marrakesh for the night, and we will spend the next 3 nights in Marrakesh, because the next morning we'll have the whole day for the Marrakesh visit. Amazing place to be. And the following day we will go to Imlil, where the base camp, as I spoke about in the previous video, there is the base camp for Toubkal ascent. So we will spend a day in Imlil. We will come back for the night to Marrakesh, but we will take a short hike in Imlil. And I really want to take you to these Atlas Mountains, because Imlil is just different Morocco. The Atlas Mountains are a completely different type of Morocco, different types of people, just a place to go and to relax and just enjoy the mountains, okay? That's why I have this on our list. The next day, we'll be heading to Agadir, because the day after is your flight back home. But we'll have some time for Agadir, we'll have some time for the coast, and just last shopping. Okay, so this will be the end of our tour, our 15-day tour. I'm gonna stop the video here, because the next video, whenever you are ready, you can watch it. It is titled The Soul of Morocco, because in the next video I want to speak about what is Morocco about and what to expect when traveling to Morocco, or what we travel to Morocco for. All right, see you in the next video.